What is up, everybody? We're rolling audio here today on episode 25 of the Hodder Show. How you doing? I hope you're doing absolutely phenomenal on this Sunday morning. Hopefully you are sitting at home, relaxing with your feet up, and not having to work or currently driving to work. I myself am currently on break at work as this podcast goes live. So that I guess kind of sucks in a way, seeing that's this weekend that I'm working. But I guess that is my life. I work weekends all the time, so it doesn't really faze me anymore. But I do miss having Sundays off. It's been a long time since I've had a Sunday off, and I really wish I would have a Sunday off once in a while. But that is just the that's just the work talking. That's just the work talking. I am in a very good mood. Why wouldn't I be? There's so much to be in a good mood for. The podcast is going great. The support from you guys is still staggering. I'm so happy for it. I'm so thankful for it. I've got a wonderful girlfriend, awesome friends, wonderful family. Just lots to be happy about. I like to remind myself on the daily, at least once a day, that you know what, I have a lot to be thankful for. So if there's a day where I'm feeling kind of sluggish, or I'm just not really feeling inspired, or I'm kind of just dragging my feet, I just go, you know what, man, you got nothing to complain about. You know, I'm a pretty big complainer. It's something I'm really trying to change about myself. I've always been a really big complainer, especially when I'm at work. Some of the people I work with, know what I'm talking about. I just bitch and complain about everything. Not even necessarily one thing in particular, just, you know, if someone comes into the clothes side of the washroom I'm cleaning, I'll complain about it all day. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. If you're one of those kind of people, I hate you. I really do. I'm thankful you listen to the podcast, but I hate you. But few things going on. Here today that I want to discuss. Not really any specific topic for the show today. You know, usually I like to sit down and kind of have a couple things or one specific thing I like to talk about. And today I'm just kind of running with it. I'm just calling in the ring today, so to speak. We're not, no script, not sitting down with any notes or anything like that. There's just a few things I kind of want to BS about. So I'm going to get started here. But first, before we have our little headband session, I need to thank a couple people because, as you guys know, the Hodder Show was on iTunes. And I am slowly building my numbers in iTunes and my popularity in iTunes. And I am so thankful for that, guys. Seriously, I cannot thank you guys enough. It's really amazing. I wasn't sure how the whole iTunes thing was going to go over. Me personally, I have my main phone that I use is a Samsung. I still have my iPhone, obviously, because that's what I use to record the podcast with my Apogee Jam. Shout out to Apogee. If you guys want to sponsor me, you can contact me at thehoddershow@gmail.com. I'm just kidding. Wouldn't that be something, though? You know, just like Apogee contacts me, hey, we want to sponsor you. I'll be like, yeah, I'll take it. Give me $20 a month, I'd be happy. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, back to what I was saying. The whole thing with the iTunes, it was a lot of people kind of like, you know, aren't you jumping the gun doing the iTunes thing? You know, like you're not even on episode 30 yet. You've barely been doing this for 3 months, 4 months. Why don't you wait till you're like 100 episodes in to do the iTunes? And I said, you know what? Maybe you're right. And I didn't do it at first. And then one day I realized, you know what? Screw it. I'm going to do it. Because I was talking with a friend of mine who he listens to a lot of podcasts on his iPhone. He has the app. And he's just like, dude, like, he does not have SoundCloud on his phone. And he does not want to download SoundCloud. It's his decision. It is what it is. It was brought to my attention by him that if he doesn't have the app, he can't listen to the podcast, basically. So I went, you know, not just for him, but, you know, I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there who have the podcast app. I know there are a lot of my listeners who do. If you're currently listening through iTunes right now with the podcast app, how's it going? I did the iTunes thing for you guys. It was a kind of a long process to get done. They definitely don't make it quite as easy as they appear to make it. Working on the RSS streams and that kind of bullshit, but I'll talk about that another day. But I wasn't sure really how it was going to get over, and it's been awesome. We're up to 7 5-star ratings now, which is amazing. I am so thankful for it, guys. Again, I cannot stress that enough. I am blessed to have such wonderful listeners and friends and family. Y'all aren't even listeners. Y'all are my friends and my family, okay? I don't even care. Even if I don't happen to know you personally, you're my friend. You're family. We're in this together. And let's take a second to be thankful for that. And celebrate this by doing the old prop to the microphone. Ready? We got prop. Ready? Okay, yeah. All right. Cool. So, with these reviews, 2 individuals took the time to write out a little blurb, as well as giving a 5-star review. Now, with the iTunes thing, anytime that the Hodder Show gets a 5-star review, it helps immensely with the Hodder Show's placing in the iTunes world. I mean, I got a long damn way to go, do not get me wrong, and I'm not necessarily worried about where the Hodder Show is placing on iTunes. I'm not really concerned about any of that kind of crap. I don't care. This podcast is strictly for fun. It is strictly something I do to get some thoughts off my chest and communicate with people and keep in touch with people, and just because I love doing it. I'm not looking to really make any money off this. I'm not looking to even really make this a career or anything. I'm just doing it for fun, and that's the real reason I'm doing this. But seeing all those nice reviews and stuff, it really is awesome, and it really is heartwarming. And these 2 individuals, the first one, who goes by the name of A Cure for the Cold, I actually happen to know this gentleman's real name and who he is, but I will not disclose this on the podcast, because I have a feeling one day he may potentially be on the podcast. So on that day, I will reveal this information. But for now, I will go by his screen name, A Cure for the Cold. Gave us Hodder Show a 5-star rating, said a nice blurb. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you taking the time to do that. There's another individual, Butcher Pod, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, took the time to give the Hodder Show a 5-star rating and say a nice little blurb. Thank you again. I appreciate it so much. That's all I really have to say about it. It's so cool. I'm so happy with the way things are going. If I haven't already stressed that enough, guys. We're going to keep plugging along. We're going to keep doing this. I could not be doing this without your guys' support. So thank you. Now, before I continue on here, we are going to have ourselves a little a headbang session. Hit it. Yeah. I love that riff and that song. I ever told you guys how much I love that song? It's whatever. Get on with it. So, lots going on in the world of the Hodder Show. A lot of things going on. So, I said in the my little intro there, well, I wouldn't really call it a little intro. I usually like to make my intros a couple minutes long, but that intro was going on forever. But it is what it is. I mentioned in the intro that there's a few things I wanted to kind of talk about and discuss, almost give update and talk about a few things. So, the first one that I want to talk about has nothing to do with the Hodder Show. It doesn't really affect the Hodder Show. I guess potentially it kind of could, but as of right now, it's not going to affect the Hodder Show at all. But it is something that is a pretty big deal in my personal life. So I am sharing it with you guys. I will always share everything with you guys. I will never lie to you guys. I will never bullshit you guys. I'll never hide anything from you, because that's not what the Hodder Show is. The Hodder Show is basically a living, breathing organism in which I pour my thoughts and my heart out into and so forth for you guys to listen to while you are driving to work or going on a road trip. You're sitting in school and you don't want to listen to the teacher anymore, so you put on the Hodder Show. You're doing some chores around the house, you're working out, you're doing the dishes, and you were listening to music while you're doing the dishes. But the problem with listening to music while you're doing the dishes, if you're like me, is if you're listening to a good classic rock song and you're playing air guitar and stuff like that, you're not getting the damn dishes done. But you can't necessarily listen to some heavy metal as well. You can't put on some Out of My League or Lamb of God or Fear the Unknown or Slipknot or whatever. Because the problem with that is sometimes the metal makes you do crazy things, like headbang profusely and smash plates on the ground. And if you start doing stuff like that, before you know it, you got your girlfriend yelling at you, you got your boyfriend or mom or dad or brother or sister or someone you live with. They're going, "What the hell are you smashing plates for? What are you doing, you idiot?" You go, "Oh man, the metal made me do it." So it's just much easier to listen to the Hodder Show. I will never ever tell you to smash plates or break plates. Smash plates, break plates. I'll never ever say that. Smash plates. So, this update that I'm leading into here, like I said, it's not really something that's going to affect the podcast, but I don't see it ever becoming a problem. If it does, just the show might go down to once a week. I highly, highly doubt that's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet. I enjoy doing this too much. I enjoy having these 2 times a week sitting down and spewing a bunch of bullshit into a microphone. I enjoy it too much, so I doubt that's going to happen. But this event is the fact that the last couple weeks I've been working a lot more hours at work. And the reason for this is because old TJ over here got a little promotion. I say a little promotion because it's not really a big deal. I'm not making a big deal out of it. The only reason I'm even mentioning it on the podcast is because I guess technically it is a life event, so I'm going to talk about it, and it kind of leads into something I wanted to talk about. So basically, for those of you who don't know, I work at the Newcastle En Route, or the Newcastle Travel Center, and I'm a porter there. And basically, I'm a janitor, porter. It's my job to clean stuff. And the promotion I got, basically now I am the head porter, which basically means I am in charge of keeping up with paperwork and computer work for the porters and making sure everyone's doing their job and so forth, and helping out with new ideas with our head office on how to clean things better and so forth. So really it's just a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff I was already doing, just now I have the title. So pretty exciting. I'm pretty excited about it. It's definitely more responsibility, work a little bit harder. I'm happy to kind of be back in a situation where I have a little bit of responsibility. It's nice to have that they have that trust in me. I'm very thankful to be working there. That I got my old job back so easily. I'm very thankful for it. And yeah, just something I kind of wanted to mention. Like I said, I don't think it will ever really affect the podcast. But if you guys happen to notice, at some point I go down to 1 a week, that's why. But when it comes to promotions, it is something I've kind of noticed the last couple days, the last few days. Taking pride in what you do is very, very important. Even before I was head porter, I took a lot of pride in what I did. And people would say, well, you're just cleaning toilets and stuff. And I said, yeah, and I clean toilets to the best of my damn abilities. And I give it my all. At the end of every single one of my shifts, I am spent. As I currently am recording this, it is Saturday evening. I literally just got home from work, sat down, started recording this. So I'm pretty tired, feet are a little sore. But that's how I know I've had a good day's work. And it's a very important thing, and it's something I'm realizing more and more as time is going on, of me now being in a position where I kind of have to watch for that kind of stuff more. Luckily, the porters are all pretty good, so I don't have to worry about that. I've got a good staff. They're not my staff, but you got what I'm saying. But take pride in what you do, no matter what you do. Love what you do, no matter what you do, because it is very, very important to be happy with what you're doing. And if you're not happy with what you're doing, change that. If you are in an unfortunate position where you can't change that, find something that makes you happy. You know, if you're working in a factory, say you work in a box factory, and you hate working in this set box factory, but you have to work in this box factory because it's the only job you can get. You get paid a decent wage. It's paying your bills, and that is important. You gotta pay the bills. You gotta make the money to pay your bills and pay for things you need and want, like food. You ever had food? It's fucking delicious. Gotta make sure you're eating that food. And if you want to buy anything, you need money. And it all comes back around. With this kind of particular job, if you're not happy with it, you know, a lot of people have wonderful hobbies that they have. It can be anything from you go golfing, you play basketball, you work on cars. A lot of people have a small side business when they work in jobs like that, if they know they always have their weekends off. And that's awesome. There's never anything wrong with that. Me personally, I happen to, enjoy my job. But if I didn't, luckily, I would have this. I would have you guys that would help kind of keep me sane. Obviously, not just you guys. I have a wonderful support system, but as far as something to do on my spare time when I'm sitting at home alone and stuff like that, aside from just playing video games or whatever the fuck, that's what this is. And it's all very important. It's just something a little piece I kind of wanted to speak there, but going on, kind of as I mentioned, there are a few things I wanted to discuss. And there's a couple more things. The rest of it being relevant to the Hodder Show. I think I'm going to call this podcast a bunch of random updates because just literally there's all this stuff I want to talk about and it's just all over the place. So I apologize, guys, that this show maybe isn't the most put together show I've ever done, and it's kind of all over the place, but there were so many things I wanted to discuss. I didn't want to just do one podcast on one thing. I wanted to just throw it all into one podcast, get it all out of the way, and move on. So the next item of business on my agenda is involving this podcast you are listening to, and as you guys know, you can listen to The Hodder Show on SoundCloud by going to soundcloud.com, searching for The Hodder Show, and clicking that play button, as you have hopefully done. Obviously, you've done it somehow because you're listening. You can also listen to The Hodder Show on iTunes, which is awesome. It's probably the easiest way to listen to The Hodder Show. Literally, you get the iTunes app, you subscribe to The Hodder Show, and it just downloads every time a new episode goes up. It is that easy. The SoundCloud is a little more instant. I find that with the iTunes, sometimes it can take a full day or two to have the new episode appear on the iTunes. But aside from that, iTunes is awesome. The subscribing thing, the fact that it will literally download right to your device. You don't even have to seek it out, guys. It's so easy. It has been brought to my attention by quite a few people, actually, that they have no way they can listen to the podcast. If they are not on a computer, that is. As I mentioned, like I have one gentleman who listens to the podcast who he doesn't have SoundCloud. He has his iTunes podcast thing, so it works out. But for those people who don't have SoundCloud, who don't want to get SoundCloud, or who can't get SoundCloud, just depending on their situation, they don't really have a way to listen to the Hodder Show. Point in case, my lovely girlfriend, she does not have the SoundCloud app. She cannot download the SoundCloud app because she has no room on her phone. And she has a Samsung, so she does not have iTunes, so she cannot download the podcast app. So I have made the executive decision to find another medium for the Hodder Show. And it's a medium that anyone can access at any time. It's so easy. It's the original medium I was going to actually use before I decided to use SoundCloud as my main one. It might surprise some people that I'm using it, but it is what it is. And that medium is YouTube. Right now, if you go on to YouTube and type in the Hodder Show, we should pop right up. I think we are the only ones. I didn't actually have a chance to look into that. All of the episodes of the Hodder Show are on there. It has taken me a long time to upload them because, unfortunately, out where I live, my internet is not the greatest. I've been working at this for probably 2 weeks now because I had 24, 25 episodes to upload. Each one took about 2 hours. So, funny. It took a while, but it is there. They are all live. You guys can comment, you can like, you can dislike, you can share it. It's just another way that I'm trying to spread the word of the Hodder Show, and it's just another way that you guys can listen to it wherever you like, whenever you like, because that's what I'm trying to do. And to those people who could not listen to the Hodder Show, now you can. Y'all have no excuse. You have no excuse. I'm just kidding around. But hopefully that helps you guys out, be able to listen to it. And if you are currently listening to the show on YouTube, then right on 3 ways you can listen to the Hodder Show. Is there going to be 4 eventually? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe eventually. But for now, we'll stick with the 3. Now, another thing that I am wanting to quickly discuss is something that is involving the YouTube, actually. Episode 30 of the Hodder Show is coming up pretty quick. Another couple of weeks here. And I wanted to, as you guys know, I'm a big milestones kind of guy. Episode 30, I'm not going to make a big deal out of it as far as like, it's like the biggest episode, blah, blah, blah. I mean, at the end of the day, it is going to be the biggest episode of the Hodder Show because every episode that I currently get done, I consider my biggest episode because as we climb in numbers, the Hodder Show climbs in age, and that's what I want to keep happening. But I decided I wanted to do something kind of different. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I was contemplating on recording video while I do the podcast. And I kind of tried one of the episodes of the Hodder Show. I tried recording it. I don't recall what episode it was. I want to say it was, I don't remember what it was. It was the Lane Staley episode, my tribute episode 19. Not only did I have my iPhone running with GarageBand here that I'm currently recording this with, but I also had my my Samsung phone running, recording video because it does record videos very well. Everything turned out, everything synced up really well, but it was just weird. I wasn't a fan of it. So I just uploaded the audio. But I have decided, in getting into the YouTube and kind of looking through YouTube, I didn't know this, but you can live stream on YouTube. There's a little chat room, and it works really well, and it's awesome. I have not personally tried this yet. I am assured by basically the producer of the Hodder Show, who will be with me on this particular episode, that it works really well. He's used it 100 times. So that's cool. This live stream episode of the Hodder Show, I have not picked a day yet. It is going to be episode 30. Basically, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to do a live stream. We're going to have the chat room open, and we're going to just hang out with you guys. We're going to hype this event so much. I'm going to make a Facebook event page probably within the next couple days. Maybe even for today. I'm not sure yet. As I record this, the event page is not up. But all of the fans of the Hodder Show on Facebook will definitely be invited. I'm going to hype the living crap out of this. If you guys could tune in on that day and hang out, it would mean the world to me. The more people we have hanging out, asking questions and talking about stuff, the better it's going to be. I am going to have some questions kind of ready to go in case things go a little astray. If we tune in and 20 minutes in, no one's signed in, we're going to keep going. I'm not going to stop. I don't know how long we're going to go for. Probably at least an hour. But it's most likely going to be on either like a week. It's probably going to be on a weeknight. Just because doing it during the day, unless for some reason it works out to be on a Saturday morning, it's going to have to be on a weeknight. I'm going to be doing this live from Your Average Noob Studios with my producer, Mr. Brandon Bowden, who assures me that this will all work. He has lots of experience with streaming on Twitch and everything, so I'm trusting him. I do not have the internet, nor do I have the computer to do this kind of a thing. So, anyway, I am very excited about it. Hopefully you guys are excited about it. It should be a very fun and cool thing. If it goes over well, it's something I might do more in the future, just kind of once in a while. Either way, if for some reason you guys aren't able to make it out to the live stream, we're going to record it. I think it actually just records right up onto YouTube. So we're going to record it. It will be on YouTube, you guys to watch and check out. I'm sure it'll be a hoot watching me just sit there and record a podcast and kind of BS my way through it. The audio will be uploaded onto SoundCloud as well on that Sunday. Depending on when I do it, I might, I'm thinking maybe, we're still figuring things out, but I just wanted to start hyping that right now, something you guys can look forward to. Let me know if you guys have any questions that you have always either wanted to ask me personally, or any questions you want to ask about the show, the future of the show, future guests we've had in the past, anything at all. I would love to hear from you guys. I mean, I always want to hear from you guys, and I'll always answer any questions at all that you guys have for me, whether you send it to the email, you send it to me on Facebook, you tweet me, message me on Instagram, friggin' comment on YouTube, anything at all. I will always respond to you guys, and I will always talk to you guys, getting on some banter and comments on Facebook and sending emails and stuff. It's fun for me. So I will answer any questions on the stream as well. I will not shy away from, if there is a question maybe I feel like I shouldn't answer or anything, I will talk about anything. It's going to be a doozy. It is definitely going to be explicit. As I say, the Hodder Show is not a PG show. It's not necessarily even a PG-13 show. It is a TJ-13 show, okay? And what does that mean? I don't know, but that's what it is. So, again, something you guys can hopefully look forward to. Be on the lookout on your Facebooks for the invite to the event. I know that if you're like me, I get invites to friggin' events every day, like 6 of them a day, and I know how annoying it is. I don't mind if it's like a band thing or whatever, but like I'll get invited to stuff from people I don't even know, and I'm like, why are you inviting me to your birthday? I don't know you. You don't know me. And then I'll see there's like 10,000 people invited, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm getting off it, but be sure to be on the lookout for that. It should be a good time. You guys will have lots of notice, at least a good solid week's notice as far as when the night's going to be. Hopefully y'all can make it out. There was one more thing regarding the Hodder Show I wanted to talk about. And that's kind of a new thing. Kind of another thing I'm hyping. Hyping a lot of stuff today. You can just call me Mojo Rowley. He ain't hype. And if you don't know who that is, I am sorry. If you know who that is, you gotta get a kick out of that. I have been throwing around the idea of doing t-shirts for the Hodder Show. Now you may say, t-shirts? The hell are you going to do t-shirts for? I am a massive fan of the Josta Show podcast, done by Jamie Josta from Hatebreed, Kingdom of Sorrow, Josta, one of my favorites. And he's crazy with his t-shirts. He has all these specialty t-shirts and stuff, and that's something that I think is really cool, and maybe I'll do eventually. But my whole thing with this is I want to spread the word as much as possible. I want to get as many guests on as possible. I want the Hodder Show to be viewed and heard by as many people as possible. And again, not necessarily so I can make money or anything. I want to connect with people and share this with people. And the more people that I connect with and share with, the better I'm going to feel about the whole thing. And you know what? If that never happens, that's fine too. I have you guys who are currently listening, and I'm so thankful for that. But the Hodder Show is not completely free for me to do. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this on the podcast, but I'm about to right now. That all being said, I'm not complaining about having to pay at all to make this podcast happen or anything, because I love doing it. Definitely well worth it for me. And it's not like I'm going broke with the podcast or anything, but I was talking with a friend of mine about it, and they said, well, I want to support your podcast. Like, I'm a big fan of it. Is there anything I can do to help? I said, well, I'm not necessarily looking for anything. Like, I'm not looking for handouts or anything. Like I said, I have had a couple people ask me about sponsorship, and they were not legit or anything like that. But that may happen one day. I don't know. I talked about that before, but they said, well, why don't you do stickers or something or whatever the fuck, and charge 50 cents for them or $1 or something, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, merch. Cool, I can dig it. And then I kind of thought about it, and I'm like, that's a good way to spread the word. It's, gets a little bit of money towards the show, in support of the show. And I got thinking, I have always wanted a band t-shirt. You can all see where I'm going with this. And I've never had the pleasure of being in a band that was big enough to get a band t-shirt. So, in true style of my podcast, Idol of the Josta Show, I have decided to start looking into and working on getting a t-shirt. Just one to start, very basic. I already have a very good idea on the design of this said shirt. They will not be expensive. All I'm going to be looking to do with these shirts is cover my cost of making them. That's pretty much all I'm going to do. My whole thing with this is enough people have kind of asked me if there's like a t-shirt or anything like that, or I've had a few people ask me if they can just give me a donation, and I'm like, whoa, like, hang on. So if I can offer you guys something, in turn, it helps support the show. It, gives you guys something cool. I definitely wouldn't skimp on the design of the t-shirt. It'd be a good design. It'd be a cool design. I've already talked to a few people about it, and they've said they would love it. They'd pre-order the t-shirt or whatever. That's something I might do. So if that does interest anyone listening, be sure to let me know. You guys will see the design and everything, obviously, before you buy it or anything of that nature. It's support. It helps me a little bit, gives you guys a cool shirt, and it helps spread the word of the Hodder Show. So something to look forward to in the future and look for. If that does interest anyone listening, you want to support the show and wear some Hodder Show apparel, definitely hit me up right now, comment, or shoot me a Facebook message or email me, anything of that nature. I want to hear what you guys have to say, and I will definitely keep you guys updated from here on out on any kind of design ideas. I currently have someone working on one, and I think we're pretty close to finding the right design, so we'll see. But just wanted to kind of give you guys a little heads up on that. And, well, that's it for today. That's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening into this kind of random updates and talkabouts and hyping of episode of the Hodder Show. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully you guys are looking forward to a couple things that are going on. Be sure to spread the word about the live stream and about the possible t-shirts and all that kind of thing. I appreciate you guys so much for listening in, and I just realized I forgot something, to mention something. I was going to end the podcast off with it, and I suck at remembering things. This is why I have my notes in front of me, and I didn't. I'm not going to edit this or anything. I'm just going to roll with it, because that's how I do things. Just real quick, a lot of you guys know, May 7th, coming up here, is the Clarington Firehouse Battle of the Bands. Now, as a lot of people know, while I was at Gigs Music, we were involved with this the last 2 years. Always enjoyed it. Always have a great time. It's wonderful. And obviously, when the shop closed, I didn't think that I would ever be involved with one again. I was still planning on going this year. Booked the day off work and everything, like 4 months ago, and then basically, make a long story short, I have been asked to be a judge this year, and I said yes. So I'm going to be a judge at this year's Battle of the Bands. Very cool. I'm very excited about it. Chris from the Firehouse there, if you guys know Chris, he asked me last year if I wanted to judge this year for the store, and I said yes, and obviously with what unfolded there, I did not think he'd ask me back, but he did. So if there's anyone listening who's competing in the Battle of the Bands, I will see you guys there, because I will definitely be there. I'll be sitting in a little chair with my glasses on, and I'll be my little cute scorecard, and I'll be giving you guys scores, and it's going to be fun. I'm not sure 100% who else is judging. I want to say that there is a member of a band, a local band, who's going to be involved with it as well. But judging is always fair. I will be fair, and I will be blunt and brutally honest as well, because I love the local scene too much not to be. But I'm sure all the bands are going to do awesome. I'm looking forward to it so much. I don't even know how I forgot to mention that already. But very cool, very excited. I will see you guys then. And with that, my name is TJ Hodder. You are awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in today and listening to me ramble on as I usually do. Be sure to send me an email if you guys ever have any questions or ever want to talk about anything at the Hodder Show, all one word, at gmail.com. Be sure to like us on Facebook at The Hodder Show. Follow us on Twitter at The Hodder Show. Follow us on Instagram at The Hodder Show. And find us on YouTube, The Hodder Show. I will catch you guys next time on The Hodder Show. Thanks so much for listening, guys. See you next time.